Alright, hello everyone. I'm 890. I am more of a creator than a streamer. I prefer to make video games, but I do also really love this speedrun in particular. This is a Submachine Legacy. It's a collection of all the Submachine games, which are a series of flash games, point-and-click puzzle games, which probably many of you will might recognize the first chapter at least. It's really well done. Really looks beautiful, and it's a really great speedrun because there's almost no downtime. You can use the arrow keys to move around. That's why you'll often hear me doing this. You can use the arrow keys to move around, and there's very little downtime. There's very little skips as well. There's a couple. And there's a lot of puzzles in particular. Well, there's a bunch of like logical puzzles and math puzzles. So in a couple moments I might stop commentating just to focus for a second. Okay, is there anything else I'd like to say? I guess we will begin. Alright, so we're doing the any percent run. I'll go from chapters 1 all the way to 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's it. There's also a couple bonus chapters, and it's all really cool, but we don't have the time for that today. So we'll begin as soon as I click chapter 1 in 3, 2, 1, go. This is a short introductory section, which was added in this collection just to introduce the basic game mechanics. And this is the part that many of you might recognize, the basement. We have U, upside down lambda. Okay, a bunch of patterns, 75. 2, 4, 7, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. U upside down lambda, which is here. Okay, there we go. And yeah, there's a bunch of these short animations that can sometimes be skipped, sometimes they cannot, and you just kind of need to learn which ones can be skipped and which ones can't. So this chapter is by far the shortest. Okay. And they get a lot longer as we go on. And yeah, one thing I really like about this remake in particular is how you can access the inventory just by pressing the right mouse button. Oh. Which makes it also a lot faster. I didn't have to pick up that red orb, that was C equals 2. That was muscle memory. Here. One thing that everyone loves about this game is the tone. People in the fan base call it the original liminal spaces game, which I really agree with. Oi. Kind of choking right now. Okay, no, not to worry. Going to look here, we have slide, flyer slide. I tend to make these names up as I go, because I guess I'm just too lazy to actually practice this run, and I just keep running it until I get good. Okay, now is a really cool moment because we look at a photo and take on a physical item from it. There's a lot of very fun metaphysics like that in this game. There's portals and different layers of reality. 3, 7, 3 times 4 is a 2, then 7 times 4 is a, so... what is it again? 3, 7, 3, okay. So 3... Oh. 3 times 4 is 12, yeah. Oh, there, okay. That's a bit of mental math, just to keep my brain entertained, because this run is just too easy otherwise. Okay, in the coil, put in the keycard from a photo, and we activate a portal into an infinite looping dimension. Typical. Where sometimes you walk into a room and there's no exit, and then you walk back in and it's a different room. This is the most RNG part of the run, one of the most RNG parts. Then we found the portal, and now we have a bunch of puzzles to solve. So in this one, you saw the map in that one room over there. It shows you where the interactable objects are. And in the top left, we have a little coordinate compass, which shows you where you are in relation to this central portal device. And then, okay, 9755. 9755. So we're just looking at 9755. Yeah. So one digit in each of these panels didn't change, and that is the one that you had to input to all the other ones. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't care. I'm trying to go fast. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And you can see also there's 6 lamps up here. You need to make all of those light up to activate the portal to the next little, I don't know, place, next puzzle. And here we need to convert the coordinates into, oh god, sorry, this one is one of the worst. The R. Okay, 6, because you can't go back. You just have to pray you don't go over. There it is. Oh, I just went over. Nice. Okay. We have that thing. Okay, I think I know where this is. It's this one. And then the U, which is the first one. Oh. Yes, okay, we did it. It's one of the worst ones. Now we do... This code is just always the same, so I don't even need to look it up. Many of the codes in this game are randomized, but not that one. And now we need to activate the coordinates of these eggs. So we can push these levers down. I'll probably lose a lot of 433, 432, 432, yeah. I'll probably lose a lot of my thoughts while running this, just because I'll need to suddenly concentrate. Oh, and this one is just drawing. And I already forgot. Okay. So that one kind of pulls you into a loop, and then here you need to find the leaf, and then go to -12. Why am I not going fast enough? And then we skip a cutscene, and then here it gets really fast all of a sudden, because we can do a bunch of things really quickly. We end up in the lab, and we're going to find our first programmable teleporter. But first we need to talk to this guy by pressing a button like 6 times. Because otherwise he won't give us a list of coordinates and we won't be allowed to use the teleporter. Typical problems. Okay, there's the list. We don't need to look at it because we already know all the coordinates. They don't change. We go all the way up to the roof, unscrew a valve. So we can go into the bathroom, push this off, put on the valve, pour in some water, grab the soap as well, because we need to make a little concoction here. So open these, put some fire there, soap, this stuff, iron trioxide, and we can just go away and go back in to speed up the reaction. We'll get a liquid which is necessary for this teleporter thing to function, I think. Not really sure. Now the gates are open and we can go. So here we're finding, we're just going around these places with this teleporter. We need to find various objects. That scepter and then a golden arm. But the golden arm will require a lot more work. So now we put in the keys we just found, and we can cut off this rope. Get this. Get these tiles. These tiles are reoccurring symbols in this series. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this is also an annoying part because if you overshoot, then you have to click 10 times. What am I doing? So this is just a little section like, stolen from the loop to get this orb. 9. Then we move on to the basement. Now we take the coil from the ancient section from before, we charge it up, and we use it to charge up these devices. And yeah, as I said, there's not that many skips that you can do per se, like to skip a bunch of the gameplay, but sometimes you need information, and here we already have all our information. We know how to beat the game, and we know all of the coordinates and also the codes that don't change. Some of them do change, some of them don't. One of the most annoying, or I don't know, difficult codes in the game thankfully doesn't change. Okay, now we move on to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the ship. Now we have all of the components we need to move through here. Cut through those wires. Open this. Open the turbine, open the door, and then use the key, which you can thankfully skip, which I found out only recently. Okay, and now we move on to the statue. We put in these two things, and somehow we get teleported. I'm not sure exactly how this works. If we're fast enough, we can get to the computer such that this sound plays when it turns on, which is really nice. Oh, we need that paper as well, fortunately. And now we're in some kind of dorm, and we're sent to a mission by a man called Murtaugh, who is like the leader of this expedition, kind of. And this is my favorite chapter. I love the vibe of this place. It's supposedly, from what I heard, it's the first place built by humans to exist in all 7 layers of reality at once, which makes a lot of sense, you know. But now it's all decrepit and liminal looking. So cool vibes, you know. Okay, now we go back. Oh yeah, I should probably explain this teleporter. So we have those 2 keys there, which, depending on their configuration, teleport to different places. So you can think of them as 0, 1, 2. Hold on, code time. 1, 2, 1. No, 3. 2, 3, 2, 1, and yeah, that unlocked the door. Okay. Yeah, so now we're at 1, 0. That's what the fanbase, how the fanbase calls these locations. We started off in 0, 0. Now we moved on to 1, 0, and now we're going to go to 2, 0. Which is a mistake. We should go to 0, 2. Equals, percent equals. Okay. Now I move on to 2, 0. For real this time, because we exploded this thing. Oh yeah, and our whole mission is to find 3 of these crystals. I should probably mention that. So we take the light bulb, equals, division equals, yep. And now this thing we found at the very beginning of the game, you probably didn't even notice, which is to be expected. I'm not sure how anyone can enjoy this speedrun without knowing what you're actually doing, but alas, you're all here to suffer. I'm great at commentary, as you can probably tell. Alright. And now we use those crystals to teleport to the most cutscene heavy chapter in the game, the Edge. Now here we're going to be doing some edging. So we're taken captive by the defense systems of the place we're exploring, because it's also alive, you know, because why not? Like, you already have 7 layers of reality and teleporters, so why not make a place alive as well? it's all really cool, you know. There's a lot of lore, a lot of notes that tell the story in vague and poetic terms. And I can't do it justice in a speedrun. So this is also kind of the darkest, I'd say, chapter. There's a lot of these, like, dark cliff faces and stuff, I don't know. I'm good at commentary. So yeah, and now we can go up here, put in the card, push the button before the card is even in, because video games. Now we disable the security, and we're going to become a hacker man in a minute. This is going to be really cool. We're going to take this cube, we're going to speed forward time to get an object out of it. We'll see in a second. So we're going to put this open. Yeah, put in the cube into this room, spin this stone, and now's the future. We take that thing out, go back into the past, and now it's here. Cool beans. Okay, and now we're going to do some hacking. There's this weird rod you can insert into the walls, and then we're hacking. See? As simple as that. That's how they steal your passwords. And that's why you need NordVPN, the sponsor of today's stream. So that hackers can't use their connection pods to flip zeros into ones on your computer. And disable protocol 54-2. And move this E-box around. Now we're going to enter the E-box, because our whole mission here, by the way, going back to the last chapter, was to go here and disable the security systems of the Submachine, which is the place we're exploring. That's why the game is called Submachine, because we're exploring the Submachine. And now that we're here, we can go into the main terminal and do more hacking. We're going to flip ones to zeros, and flip more ones to zeros, and then press more circles on the screen. Because that is how hacking works. Reset a human recognition pattern, and there we go. Okay, now we have a bit of an unskippable cutscene, which is really nice for me because it gives me a break for my arms, my hands, I guess. Okay, I'm pretty pumped. We're almost about halfway through the game. As I said, the latter chapters are longer. Yeah, we're going to have chapters 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is especially long. And it's also really cool because it brings back elements from all the previous chapters. But for now we have a bit of gameplay to do. Not very much, okay. A shorter unskippable cutscene. And then we'll go to the core. I believe that at this point we travel in time to the future or something like that. Because it says, Mur says, over here on the left, that he's going to invade the core, but when we get there it's already invaded, so I don't know what's going on. Anyway, there are these karma-like barriers that we break by destroying these light bulbs. I don't know. We grab that key. I always overshoot that room. Grab that crystal. Grab the gong thing. Grab the stone. Push the gong, which restores this building. And here we can actually see... wait, swirly? Yeah. One of the few glitches of this game, which is just... Oh, what did I do? Just a visual glitch. Unfortunately. And now this is everyone's favorite chapter because it has teal glowing plants. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but whatever. The music is also nice, I must admit. And oh, and these are karma portals, by the way. Yeah, so they just exist and can teleport you around. These doors don't come up anywhere else. They're just kind of there in this chapter. Okay, normally you'd need to go through all of these rooms to figure out a code, but this code doesn't change. And I'll get into that in a second. middle and middle left, okay. Open this box. We'll need this weird light bulb thing. Activate this, and now this code changes. O-A-Y-H-T. 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 Nice. So, basically, each location has its symbol associated to it, which is what you had to go through those rooms to find out. Those symbols never change, but the order in which they come up, so those numbers on the page do change. So I just memorized which ones are where, and we're done. This was chapter 7. Now we skip a bunch of cutscenes, and we move on to the plan, which is a place with all 7 layers of reality. And here's where you will see exactly what that means in a moment. Right. So we're going to activate this, grab this device, and now we're in layer 2. And now we go over here, switch to layer 1, and we're in somewhere else in layer 1. So that's cool. And apparently not every place is like this. So we go up here, and we couldn't go up here before if we just stayed in layer 2. But now we can pull this, and we unlock layer 3. And this is, I think this is one of the coolest chapters. Top left. Like that. Yes. Right now, dot circle equals plus. Right. Now we move on to layer 4. Grab this handle. Use it to grab a mirror. And now we're going to unlock a new, I don't know, coordinate, I guess, in all these layers, which is down here. Normally you couldn't go down here because for example here you have a roof. But here we grabbed this weird energy thing, and we unlock layer 5. And I accidentally misclicked. Okay. Go to the right here because there's a floating island. We'll insert our mirror and the pyramid thing, and we go to layer 6. Now here's where it gets interesting, because we go to layer 4, and we have to pull that door closed because it has a code on the other side. So we're forced to go back and forth between these layers. Now we can finally unlock it because we already grabbed the code. Grab these 2 items as well. Push down this lever, and we unlock the car battery. Plug this in, build the portal thing, and we unlock layer 7. We won't go there straight away because we first need to do another code, which is also upside down to make things harder. Up, right, left. Up, right, left. Yeah. We grab a little stone, which we need to throw in here. And now the final code, which is here. So 6 and 5 are halfway. 6 is halfway. 2 is all the way. 5. No, wait, what? 16 is all the way. What did I say? What did I do? Okay, 5 is halfway. 3 and 1 are all the way. And now this should be open. Yes. You can grab the sigil, insert it, and move on to the temple. Which is where you get introduced to even more fun metaphysics. Namely, karmic water. We'll see in a moment. This series just likes to add new metaphysics to the universe. So you pour in this karmic water and it just makes things appear. Oi. And we have to do that to unlock the pyramid over here. Scarab, make something appear out of thin air, as per usual. We'll just hear everyday submachine actions. Insert that key. Go down here. Move to layer 2. This is another cool thing. That here the layers only change some particular objects. And the way you know which layer to go to is indicated by little, I don't know what to call them, this. Why did I slow down? It's a speedrun. Anyway, we know that because this doesn't change, so it's not important. There's another thing here. Grab the tablet, put it in here. And now we have 4 tiles again. Go to layer 6, insert the tiles. Also grab that wrench. Grab the bowl. And create a bridge out of thin air. Okay, now we're going to go here, use this lever handle. To grab another... This is a sarcophagus ornament, apparently. Also, I should mention there's a lot of secrets in this series. Which is why you might see items that we didn't pick up or didn't use. It's because they're just secrets. They're for the, I don't know, the advanced ending, I guess. Which we're not doing. Oh yeah, and these are the tombs of Myrta and Elizabeth, which are, I don't know, I guess our 2 main protagonists of the series. And they saw their own tombs, which is cool. Because, you know, time travel. Why not? Okay, now we're going to go up here quickly. To insert these elements. Necessary backtracking. But there's going to be a lot more backtracking in chapter 10, so don't worry if you like backtracking. I don't. And now we see this giant statue of presumably an entity called Shiva, which is supposed to be artificial intelligence, I think, basically. The brain of the submachine, which also happens to be a machine, because, you know, it's called Submachine. It only makes sense. And now we unlock the 8th layer, because there's actually 8 layers, psych. And the last layer is called the layer of light, and it's gonna go between the other layers. It all makes sense, you know. And now we're in chapter 10. So, we're going to see another portal. It will be a bit different to the one in chapter 4 and 5. Also, some of these rooms are quite laggy to go through. And I'm pretty sure it's because it needs to load not only the room itself, but also all the lighting, like the karmic fluids, the glowy blue bits, and it renders them separately, so... Okay, and here we unlock our lovely portal, and these top 3 buttons, they can be pressed or not. 3 right, 2 down. 2 right, 1 down. Okay, there we go. And depending on that, so there's 8 different locations you can go through using those portals. Grab this, grab that, and we're out of here for now. Of course, there's, as I said, there's a lot of backtracking in this game, in this chapter. What am I doing? Why am I going here? I need to go here first to grab that, because of course I do. Wait. Now this is a particularly laggy section. mines, we pick up that piece of paper because it has a symbol on it, and we need those symbols later on. Okay, and now we're back at the lab. Look at that. Except we're just here to pick up a ladder rung and then go back. Right. To 100. This is a looping section. I really like this section actually. This has a lot of loops and they all behave a bit differently. So for example in this one, depending on which path you take, you see different things. And now we go to the worst one, which is random, because everyone likes randomness. So we're just going here until we get to the room we need. There we go. And now we can leave. Hopefully. Oh, I missed it. Okay, there we go. Now this section, which I find really creepy for some reason. Because of the music, I think. Grab another symbol there. And now we're back at layer 1 from chapter 8. You know, you remember, right? There's so many locations in this game. It's amazing. It's all made by one guy as well. So huge shoutouts, Mateusz Skutnik. Pick up that green orb. Yeah, do check out Submachine Legacy on Steam. Pick up the grape. I'll assume you don't really remember all of the solutions from just this one stream. I'm sorry if I'm speaking quietly, that's just the way I speak. Especially when I'm focused and a bit tired. Okay. And now we finally use these weird coily things to unlock another portal to the cliffs from before. Except now they're more ruined and we move to a different part of them. So here we're going to insert that tool, rotate the tunnels again, grab some items, and then leave the crime scene, and then go up here and use those green orbs to unlock this gate. Change some 1s to 0s, you know, the usual Submachine Explorer stuff. Now we'll go to the last location, just to pick up that ladder rung. Go back here, rotate this a couple times to deactivate this. And because we changed those 1s to 0s, we can go down here and grab that gear. Now we go to the scary place again. Mistaken, yes, we go here. We use our ladder rungs to go down here, grab a donut and a white ball. It's really more fun when you come up with your own names for these things. Now we finally go back to the rusty pyramid. Where am I going? Put in the gears to this contraption. Make the ladder go down, and because the ladder, we can't use the ladder anymore, we use the teleporting statues instead. Life hack. And now we go back here to the root, which is chapter 5, if you remember, maybe. And use our donut here to go through the red sand and grab a memory archive thingy, which we can deposit at Scary Place to unlock something somewhere else, and also deposit our little grapes. So the grapes will unlock something in here, and and the tape will unlock something in here. Just need to open up this gate. We will go in and out to speed up the animation, or just skip it. Okay. Now we have the 2. Where's the last one? Alright. We go back to the castle. We use our light orb to teleport through the wall. We put in this thing, go back to this temple. If you remember the chapter before. Yeah, as I said, practically every single chapter is referenced in this game, which is really fun. Put in the coils, put in the lollipop, and go back to the lighthouse. Oh, look at that. And now it's backtracking mania time. So we have the road, and then we have, here's the R, yes, the O, and angry face. Okay. And now backtracking time to the castle, where we need to pick up this random item, which just got unlocked by those symbols being correct. Now we go down here, use the item here, I think it's like a power relay switch or something. Activate the ladder and we go down and we're back here. If you remember at the very beginning of the game, we're in the basement. This is such a cool moment. To rotate that. Oh, seriously? Okay. Use those 4 levers. Unlock the red portal to another version of the basement. Grab the valve, grab the light orb, and we're out of here. Now we use the fuses. So there's the first one, and we also can go here because we have the valve. And now RNG time. Everyone in chat, pray for RNGesus. Because it's RNG time. Maximum focus. To not accidentally skip over the room we need, which somehow still hasn't come up. I don't know. Okay, finally. This section is so fun. Because, yeah. Because you just have to wait until the right room comes, you know? And that's good game design. I mean, it is cool conceptually. Like, oh, whoops, I need to go. Oh, I just missed it again. There we go. Okay, we're out of hell. Now we go to 110. I have renewed vigor from my hatred towards hell. 111, there we go. Our last pit stop for our fuses. And now we go to 0, back here. Pick up this lantern. And then we go to the lab, through the laggy mines. Push this aside, place down the chip which we got from a skull. If you remember, you probably don't. Now this thing is magical, and it can restore broken things. Oi. For example, as an example, we'll put in this weird device to create a magical bridge, and then we'll restore this and create a portal to a cube, and grab a tile piece. So the tile pieces come back yet again for the finale. Why did I do that? Okay. I always forget about this section, but apparently this can be restored as well, and you get another coil. The first one we got from hell, if you remember. Okay, now we go to 0, yes, am I right? I think I am. Yes, we go here. Another tile. Then we have a tile to grab in the basement section, in this section, over here. In a cool matrix room. And now we're finally going back to the mossy ship from the very beginning. Because here we have a tile to grab. then we're finally going to use all of those down here. And we'll restore this, put it in, open the magical door, put in our coils, activate the ladder, and we're at the top of the lighthouse now. And we'll grab these two parts, we'll reuse them for something else. I don't need to mess up my movement. Strats. So first the card goes in here, and we'll create a little white ball station that will teleport us through walls. That's what we're doing here. This is the final stretch, like the victory lap, if you will. I'm not doing very well. Okay, 0, yes. Okay, so I guess this is the time to thank Ahmad for organizing this amazing event where anyone could show their skills in speedrunning, and we are out of the submachine. And now we usually skip a cutscene, but we won't, so here's time. And that's it, that's the game. Thank you for watching. Yeah, this cutscene is kinda long. I didn't watch all of it again. But yeah. It's pretty cool. There's some cool music. And also, I'd like to mention there's extra chapters, 3 extra chapters, and also a 4th one, which is like the final boss. Like you have these tickets which you can use to this is not part of the speedrun, but you have these tickets which you can use to teleport around locations. At the end you have like 50 of them. It's amazing. And then like half of those have portals to other places. It's great. But yeah, that's the all chapters run, that's not this run, so I bow down in front of my virtual audience, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.